George Bruno with the 21 Report. We are at the 21 Summit in Orlando, Florida. The year is 2020, and we just ended a 4-day convention, and I'm talking with Mr. Phil Foster. Welcome to the show, sir.
Glad to be here, George.
What do you think of the event?
Wow, what a whirlwind. It's been an amazing time. 3 events, 4 days, a lot going on, a lot of moving parts.
What stage were you on? Patriarch?
Yes, I was on the Patriarch stage, and I also spoke to the ladies over at the 22 convention.
Excellent. That was a first for us, inviting ladies to this. Make Women Great Again. Started out sounding kind of offensive, but it ended up being a really good experience for them.
Absolutely. I think that the information that was conveyed was received well. And when I spoke to the ladies, it was interesting at first. Talking to women about how we would perceive to want to have women behave, or what would be acceptable as far as what I would want under my roof, I guess you would say. Mm-hmm. And they were receptive to the information. So my discussion to the ladies was being a woman of value and what I look for in a woman of value.
What is a woman of value? How do you define that?
A woman of value to me, personally, in my opinion, is a woman that holds herself in great esteem with a lot of pride. Grace, elegance, class, fortitude to support her man's mission, an excellent home maker, nurturer to her children, and a great lover.
Sounds great. What is the man's responsibility? What's the flip side of that?
The flip side of that would be that the man needs to lead 100% for the woman to fall into her role of the feminine. See, if the man is weak or fails to lead his family, then things get upside down, like what we're looking at in the general public today. The world is upside down.
When you say upside down, what do you mean?
What do I mean by that? So you see generally that ladies will tend to act like men, and men act like women. And the roles have been completely reversed, and it's a really sad thing to see.
I'll ask you a question that I asked the panel when I did the 22 convention Red Man group. From your point of view, how does a woman find a man, find a husband, a high-value man?
Well, I think that a woman, if she's looking for a high-value man, a prospective mate, or a long-term mate, marriage material, I'm assuming you're asking, I would think that she would want to find gentlemen, qualities in the man to begin with. I would think that she would look for a man that has a strong position in this world. Someone that's a stand-up individual that would rise to any occasion to lead and not fall behind. I also believe that it's fundamentally important, if a woman is looking for a man of value, that he is capable of provisioning and supporting his tribe. So he needs to have his financial house in order, I would guess. These are some qualities I think she should be looking for.
Yeah. Looking for a good man, not just a good time.
Exactly. You want, see, I don't think it's all about notch count. I think it's more, and I think that's what's fundamentally wrong with society as a whole today. I mean, it's look at social media. These girls are basically slinging themselves on social media. I think that a true woman of value would hold enough respect in high enough esteem for herself not to do that, and reserve herself for a man that she deems worthy of having access to that.
Coach EO says it begins and ends with the man.
I would agree with that 100% wholeheartedly.
Yeah. There's a lot of great phrases that I heard this weekend. Steve the Dean Williams says, are you the man in the house or are you the man of the house?
Yeah, Steve he's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. To be the man of the house is to be the man to lead the house, absolutely. Being of the house, you're not leading. You're downtrodden.
Yeah.
You're being led.
Yeah.
You're the butler.
Yeah. A roommate.
Yes. A paycheck.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Yeah. What's the upside of taking the leading role?
The upside to taking the leading role in your home would be your wife or your girl that you are courting or dating or whatever you might be in, situation you might be in, she can fall into the feminine. See, if the man is doing his job, then the woman doesn't have anything to worry about because she can focus on doing her womanly duties as far as what is expected of her man.
Mm-hmm. How does a man lead, take charge without being an asshole?
So there's a delicate balance there. I would say that in my home, there is a certain level of respect that is given, first and foremost by both parties, my wife and myself. There's no time to waste as far as arguing, litigating, or discussing matters that we both know we need to handle. See, if I'm on my game, my wife is going to be on her game as well.
Yes.
So there's no need to be a complete asshole when you're doing the right thing. Kind of like Tex was saying, do the right thing.
Yeah. So you're making a career pivot. You are in the construction trade.
Yes.
You have a company building things.
Yes, sir.
And you're going in a different direction.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So this year I've completed my schooling for training. I'm a licensed trainer, licensed nutritionist, working on another phase of that. It's advanced bodybuilding, and working with a company and doctor to promote and distribute hormones. See, I believe fundamentally in America that every man is lacking testosterone. I believe that everyone should get their blood checked and get their levels checked to make sure that they aren't a little too low, because I think there needs to be a little bit more, as Elliot Holst would call it, man juice put out there, right?
Yeah.
So hormones, nutrition, training, yes. I've been swinging a hammer and running construction companies since 1992. We own two very, very successful businesses, but it's time to turn it to the next chapter. It's time.
Talking to Michael Foster, I think one of the first things he's going to do when he gets home is go get some lab work done.
Beautiful. I love to hear that.
And that is as the result of talking to you. What does getting lab work done do for a man? What does that reveal to him?
Well, everything is told to you through blood work. So you go and you have some blood drawn, and basically you'll get what's called a metabolic panel. They test your hormone levels, like testosterone, the most important hormone to men, your estrogen, sex hormone binding globulin, I can never say that word, pardon me, globulin, and then your metabolic panel as well. And when you have your blood checked, you can see exactly what's going on. See, a lot of guys are walking around this world with suboptimal testosterone in their body. That's why they're effeminate. That's why they're being led by their women. And they cave at every opportunity. Everything is too hard because they have no drive. Testosterone is the fuel for men. And it's unfortunate in this day and age that so many people walk through the day in and day out feeling like they do. No drive, no self-worth, depression. So getting your blood work is as simple as reaching out to a TRT doc or to a guy like me and getting some labs set up, and we'll go over them and talk about them.
Yeah. So masculinity does have its roots in the endocrine system.
Absolutely, it does.
It's not just a social construct.
No, sir. No, sir. Testosterone is so important to the man and to the women too. Women actually take testosterone to help themselves optimize their hormones as well. Women's hormones can be off just as much as men's.
Yeah.
But right now, it's clear if we just look around at the general public, men are low T.
Yeah. What's the first sign or symptom that someone has a low testosterone level?
Generally, it's a gradual process over time. So I would say that you will start, it might start with you're a little run down or tired throughout the day. You might find that your overall well-being, like you just don't really feel like yourself. Depression, anxiety, moodiness, weight gain, all of these things are affected by low T. And so many people, they go to the gym, they eat right, but they can't lose weight or build muscle. It's because they have low testosterone. It's really a sad situation, George.
Yeah, it's an epidemic, isn't it?
It is a horrible epidemic.
Mm-hmm. What happens to a man when he starts a testosterone regimen?
So once he gets his blood work done and he is prescribed his testosterone protocol, he'll start his protocol, and after about 3 weeks, a little light will flicker inside. And he's gonna wake up one day and he's gonna say, gosh, I feel good. And then the next day he's gonna go, man, I'm feeling really good. And that brain fog's gonna go away. The depression's gonna start lifting. His sense of worth and well-being will rise. And then the next thing that's going to happen is he's going to say, I cannot believe I waited this long to feel this good. So you go from feeling old and broken to 20s again, like you should be feeling.
At what age should a man get this checked out?
So this is a good question. I would say that it's not an age thing. Now, generally, the older you get, your testosterone levels do fall. But I've seen gentlemen as young as upper 20s, like 28, 26, 28, 30. Just the other day, a gentleman, he's 33 years old, 300. Level of testosterone. Horrible.
Yeah.
So it's really not an age thing. It's about how you feel.
Yeah. And you find all of this out or confirm all of this through lab work.
Absolutely. So, and the way we do things is once you get your labs done, you do what's called a Telemed Conference. And you speak to the doctor over the phone or video conference. And we set the protocol up for you. And once the protocol is set, it's mailed to your front door. And it costs about $100 a month. And it's covered by insurance as well. So to self-care and take care of yourself and feel better, it's next to nothing. It's like going out to eat 2 times.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's worth it.
Absolutely, it's worth it.
You are now the chief patriarch for Patriarch Convention next year.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that kind of caught me out of left field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting announcement. Yes, I will confirm that.
Yeah. I just found that out today too. And you know what? That wasn't done privately, somewhere in the dark. There was a consensus that had to take place in order for that decision to be made. And people saw something in you that made them choose you.
Yeah, that's very, what's the word I'm looking for? That's amazing. So I'm still kind of speechless about that, to have that opportunity to be that in this situation, I guess you would call it. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. With a great title comes great responsibility. So you have a year to...
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
George, I'm telling you right now, that's one of the first things when it was announced on the Redman Group, Patriarchs Edition. I was sitting up on that stage and we were live on YouTube, and my gears were turning about what kind of, because Tanner Guzzi, man, he crushed it this year.
Yeah.
And Zach Smalls, he crushed it 2 years prior.
Yeah.
So those are some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yes. Yeah.
And for Anthony to give me an opportunity like that to lead that convention it's an amazing offer, and I'm excited.
It's great stuff.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah. Masculinity, not just at the social level, but down to the molecular level. A conversation with Mr. Phil Foster, Chief Patriarch. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, George.